We apologize in advance, but today we're making some bad decisions.
Hello.
Welcome back.
We're back.
Another week, another episode.
We're doing really good.
We're just like on our shit. Season 3.
I think it's
season.
the new equipment. It's doing video. It's giving us like better.
It's giving us vibes, good vibes, you know? And we're in it. I feel like we're more mentally stable than last year, like quarantine and COVID. And so like we're out and about and it's better.
And if you guys hear little tippy taps, that's Poppy's little nails on the ground below us.
So cute.
Oh, I think she settled in for a nappy poo. We're
Cute.
good.
How was your week?
So far it's going by really fast.
Really fast. This week was really fast.
But long weekend. And I know because we're like out of order. Or not out of order, but like this is just filmed earlier. We have the September long weekend coming up and I'm so excited.
So excited. I have nothing planned, but I'm nothing planned.
Honestly, I barely do either. But that's the beauty of it.
It's the beauty. I'm going to Costco and IKEA. So that's like my big day on Saturday.
Did you see that IKEA has like a new collaboration?
Oh, their fall collab? Because I went and it was like all sold out.
Oh, like that pinky kind of one?
No.
I don't even know. I'll just send you the TikTok later.
Please do.
But like it was a little bit like childish looking for my taste, but like
okay.
It's
so you think
new.
like me, I might like just kidding.
No, I wanted to see if you had seen it to get your opinion on it.
No, but send it to me because when I go to IKEA I can do some reviews, you know?
Okay, Mary.
Exciting. My week so my parents are now back. I house sat for them. Cat sat. And then I also had a pool party. And it was horrible, to say the least, cat sitting. I never knew.
You like lived with those cats before, though.
Yeah, but I realized like I never really had to take care of them. And you don't have to take care of cats. Like they're perfect. They're on their own. But these motherfuckers are outdoor cats. So they think they can come and go as they please. But when I go to sleep, the door is shut. So they need to be inside because I cannot sleep if I don't know where they are. So the two cats are Georgie and Sergeant. I didn't name them. Our nephew named them.
Honestly, such unique names for two cats.
I mean, I can list off all our names of cats, like Muffin, Tiny Tina, Snowflake.
Tiny Tina?
Yeah, I named her when I was a little young.
But did you ever just call her Tina or
No.
Tiny? Like it's always
Tiny Tina.
Why? Where did that come from?
I don't know, but I was really young and it really stuck. And I have a shirt which says Tiny Tina and has her photo on it. Anywho,
okay.
Sidetrack. So Georgie and Sergeant, and they have a schedule. Like 9 a.m. they eat their breakfast, and then at 10:30 p.m. they come in for their treats, and I lock them inside, and they are not allowed to leave in the night. Sergeant, one night Georgie never came home. So didn't sleep that night. He came, but he was on the patio at like 5 a.m. when I woke up in a panic being like, where's Georgie? And then Sergeant decided to just fuck off completely for 2 days. He he left for one night and Sergeant is a baby. Like he is 4 pounds, like he's like 5 pounds. No, he's like 4 pounds. He's so skinny and light. And I'm like, he just can't handle it out there by himself. And I'm like stressed. And so I don't see him. And then I get a knock on the door at 9 a.m. And it's my nephew's friends with Sergeant being like, he had a sleepover at our house. You know, it was dark out. We saw him outside, so we took him in, and he slept at our place.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I was like, cute, but please don't do that. He comes home. Like, they are outdoor cats. Because, like, now Sergeant is prone. He's always at their house now. And, like, that whole week, so he came home that morning, ate his breakfast and left, and I never saw him again for another 24 hours. And I was like freaking out, and my mom was like, he's never done this. He's never stayed out by himself. He always comes home.
Do they have like cat doors?
No, because we have raccoons, so they will come in the cat door.
So you let him out?
Well, they always come back. Like, we've never had this issue.
Okay.
Or they'll stay out the night. Like, Georgie can stay out. Like, he's, like, really fat and, like, strong. And he's good to go. But, like, Sergeant's just, like, a little baby. And so I was like, Mom, like, they haven't come back. Like, what's going on? There's, like, a neighborhood app that, like, all our neighbors are on. And it's, like, it looks like Facebook. And anyway, so my mom posted, he's in a fucking daycare, and all the kids are petting him. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And so I get in it was like 8 a.m. I get in my car, I'm driving, I'm picking my cat up from daycare. Like, he decided to chill at the daycare. I was like, what the heck, Sergeant? So then I, like, throw him in the car. Cats and cars do not mix. It was, like, scratching. Like, I have a video, and it was, like, on my chest and, like, on my dashboard, and it's just like hell on earth. And so I'm like, okay, this is not going well. I'm stressed beyond belief. So I'm going to have a party. You know? I'm just going to fucking live it up. I want to do a day drink. I haven't had a day drink, you know, party games. Just like not a rager. There was only 11 of us. But you know what? it was all we needed to get the party started. Like, and we day drank the day away. Like, we all got like blackout, and it was rough. But I remember we were in the pool, and I had my phone in my hand, and it was a XS Max, which is waterproof to an extent. And so everyone was like, oh my god, your phone's not waterproof, I'm like, it is. So I dunk it in the water like a loser, and I'm like, it's waterproof, and it was totally fine. So I'm like, it's fine. And so I wipe it off, and then we're all like dancing or whatever, and we're sitting, and then I like sit down for a second by the pool, and then I just knock my phone down it goes to the bottom of the pool.
Oh,
and
yeah. They're only good for a certain depth,
so then I dive in, and like I dove really weird to like try to save my hair, but obviously I couldn't, and so I like went in and got it. And I was like, it's fine. And it was a really smoky weekend from the fire, so I like started to take selfies with my friends, and I was like, oh, maybe it's just like really smoky out. No, the phone died completely. Like, the camera didn't work, Face ID didn't work, like nothing. So I'm like, oh shit, that's like really crazy. That's really annoying. And I go to Apple, and my Apple Care expired 4 months ago. So I had to pay for a full new phone. Those are $2,100.
But wait, can you extend Apple Care? I'm pretty sure you can do anything regardless.
Yeah, and waterproof is like not a thing. And so I was like, well, I was going to switch phone plans anyways. Like the perfect time my contract's up, like I can leave. So I'm like, can I just go somewhere else to get like a cheaper phone? So I'm like, ended up to going to like Virgin Mobile, and I paid $1,200 up front, which is still an insane amount.
That's crazy.
Like from the night before, like thinking I'm still have a phone, like I'm good to go, to having to pay for $1,200. Like, it was just a mistake. It was a bad decision, someone would say.
Yeah. That's rough.
Yeah.
I mean, I had like a similar incident when I had just gotten my new phone. Like I maybe had it for like 2 months, and then I was in Disneyland, and I was sitting on a curb, and literally from like my knee sitting on the curb, it like fell and it cracked, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was so irritated because it was really new, and then I hadn't gotten Apple Care yet, but you have 3 months to buy it. So I was like, oh, I'll buy it, and then like it still was like a couple $100 to get it replaced.
It's like, so frustrating. And like the frustrating thing, it was like the week prior, I was going to leave. I was going to trade it in. I got it quoted for $450 at the Apple store, and like so I could put that towards my phone plan and like a new phone. So I was going to get a new phone, but I was going to trade in the old one for money. And then I was like, if I get the camera working, like, can I trade it in? He's like, no, water damage is like the worst, but put it in rice. And I'm like, everyone tells me to put it in rice. Put it in rice for 3 days, completely came back.
Oh.
I was like, shit, I should have done that for the first
so it still works?
So it completely works perfectly. I went to Apple just to check it out. They're like, everything works except for the Face ID. The Face ID like was fucked in the water. So I sold it for $500 on Facebook Marketplace.
Okay, I was actually going to say, like, always sell your phone on Facebook Marketplace. It's such a rip when you trade it into, like, Rogers or the Apple Store. So, because, like, the Apple Store only gives it to you in a gift card. They don't give you cash.
That's so dumb. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Okay, so anyway, long story short, it was a bad decision that led me to a new phone, and I'm fine with it now. But it was, like, a rough house-sitting moment.
I love how your cat's just like fucked off and they're like, I'm just gonna go hang out at this daycare and get some love. Like, do you think it's because like your parents weren't around? They're like,
I don't know. Like, I wonder if they knew something was up, because I actually had to sleep in my parents' bed because they were scared. Like, they knew something was up, like when I was staying there, and they weren't there. So like maybe it was, but I don't know. It was just like really annoying, and I didn't sleep for like a week straight because every night a cat like wouldn't come home, and I was like waking up every hour to be like, Georgie, Sergeant, and like shake the treats to be like, oh. Yeah, so that was my week.
Funny. I always find it funny when I come across TikToks about people with it's mostly dogs, but dogs will like pretend to be hurt to the point that the owners will like take them to the vet, and the vet's like, they're just faking it. Like, they just wanted attention.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
I know, pets are wild, but I really want a cat in my apartment, but I'm not allowed. I just want to snuggle, and I feel like an indoor cat would just be so lovable.
But you love keeping your windows open.
That's what I know. It just like doesn't work. And yeah, I know, I keep my windows open all the time.
Honestly, you'll just get it when the time is right. I mean, I bugged Steve for years to let me get a dog, and then it just happens.
Very true. But I feel like this leads in perfectly to our topic today. We've done some bad things in our lives, made some bad decisions that might have turned out positive or negative, but like not that great. and we wanted to talk
through some of our bad decisions, which I do have to give credit to for one of my clients. And because it actually started from her podcast, and it's Katie Duke, and her podcast is the Bad Decisions podcast. And I was listening to an awesome episode of hers where, I mean, you guys should go check it out.
Yes.
But she was talking about how she went on a trip to the Amalfi Coast in Italy. And I didn't know this, but they have these really giant Amalfi lemons. And apparently they're like the size of footballs, which I cannot imagine.
Holy crud.
A lemon. And apparently they're just like the most amazing lemons. They purposely do not like ship them. Like you can only have it when you're in Amalfi.
Whoa, that's
and
so
people
cool.
obviously try to take it with them places, but like the number one thing when you're in an airport is like you can't bring fruits because it could bring bugs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's her whole story about trying to get Amalfi lemons into the United States. So
oh my gosh.
when I was listening to it, I was like, oh, that would actually be a really interesting episode for us to go through of our past bad decisions.
Shout out Katie.
Shout out Katie Duke. Go check out her podcast. We'll link it in the description of this YouTube video.
Heck
and our other ones.
Yeah, I feel like all mine are like very like injury based, dumb, like me being stupid.
Okay, mine are all me trying like stupid like body modification shit.
Wait, love! I'm so excited. Okay, you go first.
Okay, I can go first.
Too exciting.
Let me bring up. Okay, so first off is I got freckles tattooed on my face.
Yes. Which you can still see.
Well, like they're like fine now, I feel like. But like I don't think you had worked at our old company when I first got them done. But like Toni Rose, they were like just dots on my face. Like I love the girl who did them, and like now they look really cool.
Yeah, I love them.
Because they're like blended in, and a lot of them have just disappeared because they're not supposed to be like permanent like a tattoo. Like it's like facial. Hi, Poppy.
I know.
But when I first got them done, I also got my eyebrows done at the same time. And when you first get them, they're so dark and stark that, Poppy, do you just want to come sit with us? Come on.
Just trying to get up. Okay, we're listening.
Yeah, they were just like so dark. And I remember specifically, like, I got them done, and like having eyelash extensions helps for it to like look normal on your face.
Okay, gotcha.
But there was this weird week where like I was trying a new lash studio, so I got my lashes like taken off like a couple days after I got my eyebrows and the freckles done. Okay. And then I couldn't get into the new place for a week, so I had no eyelashes, and it was just like bare on my eyes, and I couldn't put makeup on because it was still healing.
Oh my gosh.
So I remember specifically going to, I had a trainer at the time at the gym, and he was like, I walked in, he's like, what is going on? And I was like, I know it looks fucking crazy, but like it's supposed to like, I'm like, it's supposed to be gone in like 2 years, and it's supposed to like, but it took like, that was like 2015, and like, they're still sticking, and they just started like calming down a couple of years ago.
It's so funny. You know, it's bad when a guy notices something because they notice nothing.
I know. And I'll have to, I'm pretty sure I have a picture somewhere of me with like the stark freckles that like we can put on our socials or something.
Please, that is hilarious.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? I want to see, because how long are they supposed to last? So like now they look natural and like really cute, but like are they gonna stay that way, or are they still gonna fade?
They're supposed to fade.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time, so I don't know. We'll see where it lands.
So permanent, like such a permanent decision.
I was literally on the fly too, like because I was definitely getting my eyebrows done, and I did it in the same session, and the girl was like, oh, like you mentioned in the thing you were like, well, you wanted to talk about the freckles, and I was like, yeah, let's talk about it. And then she's like, let me just outline where I would put it. And the first time I got it done, they looked amazing, but then they completely disappeared like within a couple of weeks, because like your skin can reject it, and that's why usually when you get like your eyebrows and stuff done, you have to go for like a touch up.
Oh, interesting.
And when she did the touch-up, they, like, stuck for good, which I was like,
oh,
damn. Did they ever?
I think they're so cute, but I didn't know you when they were first on your face.
I wouldn't call it a bad decision. I think it was just a rash decision.
It was, impulse.
Yeah. It was just, like, a little bit impulsive. And, yeah, because, like, literally for years, every time people would see me, they'd be like, are those real? Nice, Poppy. They'd be like, are those real? And I'm just like, I'm not gonna lie and be like, yeah, they're real, and be like, no, they're fake, and they're like, oh, so like that's tattooed on your face.
Your decision,
like just the like
conversation,
just the sentence of I tattooed my face is like so.
That is the title.
You just
of
come
this
off like a
episode.
crazy. Yeah. Oh,
I'm touching my face.
That's true.
It's so funny. Well, I feel like I'm happy with them now, but I would love to see what they look like.
I'll see if I can dig up a picture because I'm pretty sure I had like platinum blonde hair too. So could you just imagine like platinum blonde and then like dark brown eyebrows and like dark brown dots all over my cheeks?
I've never done any like body modification things. Like the worst thing that I want to do is get a spray tan, but I'm really scared because I'm really pale and I'm a redhead, and I feel like it just like that's the way I'm supposed to be. Like I don't think I'm made to look tanned, but I love being tan. So I think next year I might venture in and test it
for a spray tan. Mm-hmm. You can just do at-home ones that are way better than the ones you get at the salon.
Right. I
trust me, so much better to do it yourself.
I just can't trust myself. I've done like the
honestly, maybe
like
for you.
Like I've done Jergens, like the what I had, like that daily moisturizer that tints over time.
Right.
I'm like, that's easy because it's white and it's like the.
But that makes you like orange.
Does it ever? And if you really don't work it in, like where your knuckle bones, like your ankle bone, and like it just doesn't look good.
You know, you're supposed to put like lotion on those spots. Like regular lotion, so it doesn't get into like
before
the
or after.
Before.
Interessant. No.
So like when you get spray tans, like you have to do like your elbows and your kneecaps and stuff because like wherever you bend, it needs to just be a little bit more like fluid, so it doesn't like stick.
Well, what I'm really nervous about, okay, so like in high school, a lot of people did it for grad. They got like a fake tan, and this one girl in our grade who had like similar boob size of mine, she did it and she didn't lift up her boobs during the spray tan, and so she showed us and lifted it, and like literally it's just like a
white line,
white outline of her boobs because they sit. If you have bigger boobs, they sit on your stomach, basically. Yeah. So it was just like so funny, but that's hilarious.
Okay, your bad.
Okay,
decision.
I'm gonna run through some injuries that I've had in my life. Everyone knows that I am clumsy. Like I'm just like mentally, physically, and I don't mean to do it. Like sometimes it feels like it's a skit or a sketch I'm putting on, but like it truly is just me, and it's like it started from a very young age. So I just want to like top 3 injuries that has happened to me. Okay, in grade 3, me and my friend Amanda were playing horses. That's right, we were pretending to be horses on the playground.
Horse girl.
Yeah, definition, like whatever. And whatever, it was so much fun. We were like galloping, like who gives a fuck around us? Like we are horses, like galloping like horses, like whatever, right? Okay. And there was a fire hydrant that was in the shape of a U. Amanda jumps over it. She's like, we should jump over this. And I'm like, absolutely not. I know myself, even as a 3rd grader, never gonna clear it. Like I just can't be coordinated to do that. No, it's fine. She goes first. Look, it was amazing. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not like other girls. I'm clumsy. But you know what? I'll do it for you because I'm a horse and horses can do anything. And I go.
The confidence.
Yeah, so I'm like running up. I go to jump over the fire hydrant. My foot naturally does not clear it and gets caught on it. And I slide on my nose and my nose only. You can see there's like a scar there. Across the playground.
Oh my God.
Like that's exaggeration, but like I did slide. I get up. My whole face looks like Bloody Mary. Like my whole face is full of blood, and Amanda just like freaks out, and like my dad picks me up and we go to the hospital, and they're like, there's no skin to stitch.
Oh my God.
There was no skin on it was pure bone.
Oh my
God. It was like terrifying. I had a scab. I have photos and I'll show it to you after. It's like on my phone for 2 years. It was just like a big red.
So like they couldn't do like a skin graft or anything. They're like, it just has to go back.
It just has to heal because you're young enough. It'll heal. So I literally walked around with a bandage for a couple months. Amanda did not go to school for like a week. She thought it was her fault. I still have a painting that she's done, like she did of us, that has like a red mark on it was just like cute. So that was like one of the most traumatic young ones. Every time I've injured, Amanda's basically there. So I broke the
common theme.
She was over and we were playing. We were just playing. We were normal this time. We were humans. We're like, let's go in the pool. Couldn't find my bathing suit, so I'm running around the house like a mad woman. Bad decision. Slow down when you're looking for things. Okay, don't rush it. I go down the stairs, again, common theme of my foot dragged on the stairs. I do a flip down the stairs, almost break my back, and my foot is just not a foot. Like, it's just
Is she dangling?
She not there. I'm just kidding. She was there, but like she was in pain and like it looked funky from the get-go. Amanda, so I'm crying. No one saw this. And Amanda was like, stop crying about your bathing suit. Like, we'll find your bathing suit. Like, she thought I was crying with the bathing suit. And I was like, no, I just, like, fell down the stairs, like, full on flipped. My mom was like, well, go in the swimming pool because I'm sure it wasn't that bad. Like, it'll heal it. Like, it'll just feel better. They had to lift me into the pool because I could not walk. And then the next morning, we wake up and my foot is, like, purple and swollen. And, like, we go to the hospital and they're like, if you were here an hour later, your foot would have been forever fucked.
Oh, my God.
It is forever fucked. I have, like, plantar fasciitis. I have to wear, like...
Oh, so you only have it on that one foot?
No, I plantar fasciitis on the other one. But it's really...
So it's completely not in relation to that.
But my foot, well, when I have plantar fasciitis on the left foot, it really fucking hurts because my arch just never really, they took the cast off too early, long story short. Another bad decision on the hospital part. But yeah, my feet are forever fucked. But I had to wear a cast for 3 months in the summer as a kid. And when I was like working at the convenience store down the street, which would take a 4-minute walk, it took me 25 minutes to get there on my crutches. Like, it was just rough.
That just reminds me of like the Simpsons episode where Bart has a cast and his family buys a pool that summer.
Yeah.
And so he's literally just sitting in his room while everyone's partying in the pool outside.
It's so funny. Okay, and then 2 last ones. I've had like maybe 40 stitches in my body over my lifetime.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, bad decision. All these kids listening up, those wide leg yoga pants that you guys call them. What do they call them? Not wide leg yoga pants?
Yeah.
But they're just
we call them like flares.
We call them like yoga pants. Like
Yeah.
there was not, so it was like a lot of extra material on the bottom. And I was going bike riding with my cousins. And we were going bike riding like really, really fast that my Lululemons got caught in the chain and completely ate up my pants. And the blade went into my leg.
Oh my God. How are you alive? Like, Toni Rose, when I tell you that like the worst injury I've ever had was me just falling off a bike and just like scraping my knee. Like, I'm not exaggerating. Like,
okay,
maybe I just played it safe. Like, maybe I was just too antisocial or like I didn't play sports. So that's like one, but like none of these are related to sports.
But am I the only one that has like so many injuries? Like, please let us know.
Wait, actually, I don't know if I ever told the story. It wasn't even like an injury really because I was young enough that my teeth were supposed to fall out. They were still my baby teeth. But I was on like one of those like teeter-totters and I was like standing on and I slipped and I ate shit like face first into mulch. So I just had like a fucking mouthful of mulch and my 2 front teeth got knocked out. But they were baby teeth anyway. So I was like,
thank God. But yeah, no, I'm like, I don't know. I'm just like, I've had so many injuries. And so I ended up getting 14 stitches, but I got to pick the thread color, which was really cool. I've never got to do that before.
I would like skin color, please.
I picked blue. I'm fun. I picked blue. My cast was purple and sparkly. Like, it was so fun. And then, okay, the last stitch moment. This is so dumb. I don't even remember how I got stitches on my chin in the first place. But I go and take them out, right? And my dad was like, oh, he took me. And then we go to the park or something. And I'm like walking on the bleachers, slip and fall, smack my chin, reopen it, have to get more stitches at the same place.
Your parents are probably like, holy fuck.
No, talk to my parents. They're like, every year we're in the hospital, either for Sarah or Toni Rose. My sister just as worse. She's broken both of her wrists twice.
Oh my God. I think the opposite for me was I never like broke bones or sprained or like got injured, but I always got like really sick.
Okay, yeah.
So I had meningitis when I was like 2 or 3 years old.
Wow.
I had like hand, foot, and mouth disease at one point.
Oh shit.
Those are the top ones I can remember. But like once every year I'd always get like insanely sick that I'd have to go to the hospital because I was so dehydrated and couldn't keep up.
That's insane. I mean, I'm really clumsy, so I felt like I should get that off my chest. Because everyone who knows me knows that, like, watch out. Toni Rose is going to do something.
So the bad decision is you exist.
I exist. Bad decision. Wide leg, yoga pants, running, trying to find a bathing suit. Like, I'm just a dumbass. Don't ever play horse. Like, just nothing ever comes of it. Nothing good.
The horse thing gets me. Let's just jump over this. What is it? Fire hydrant?
It's a fire hydrant. Horses can do it. We can do
for
it.
good reason.
Yeah. Okay, what's your next one?
So my next one, like very similar to my freckles, but there was a once upon a time where I dyed my hair gray. And
Jesus.
I always tell people about it as like my hair horror story because it fucked up my hair. Like now, like my hair is probably like longer than it is right now. It's so
nice.
And like I have quite naturally thick hair. Like I quite like my hair. It's manageable. She good. She lovely. But I've always had this like relationship with her where if I can't dye it to like be a certain color, then like I'll cut it to be a certain length, and then I'm like, why the fuck did I do that? I just have no patience is really what it comes down to.
You don't.
I really don't.
I've never known you to have patience.
Yeah. Well, it's like I'll also be like perfectly platinum blonde, and then I'll be like, I want to go dark brown. And you're like, why the fuck?
Well, I remember you wanting to do that, and Lucy was like, what? We just did the transition.
We just got here.
Yeah.
Why do you want to do this? I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, so like it was like at the height of the gray hair trend in like 2015. And so I was like, well, my hair is nice, long, it's healthy. I'm bored. I got a little extra money. Yeah. So I went to a hairstylist, and like, it's nothing on her, because I was also like, I want to do it, because I think the theme with a lot of stylists is like girls with like dark brown hair will come and be like, I want to be platinum blonde in one session for $100.
Right.
I was willing to spend the money, no problem. But I went to her for a consultation. I was like, do you think that my hair could be done in one session? I'm happy to do more, but like, do you think it could be done in one? And she's like, yeah, I think it can. I'm like, okay, great. So then I set up my appointment, and I come, and I really wanted to do like balayage. So it was like not to the root. But then she convinced me, she's like, it would actually be a lot easier if we just did all of it, like to the root. And I was like, okay, fine.
I trust you.
Yeah, I was like, I trust you. Like, I never thought about like, oh, like when it grows out and stuff like that. But so we do it. I was there for like 8 or 9 hours.
Oh my God.
And because she didn't think that it was going to take that long or something with the scheduling, she like scheduled like other people during the day. So she's like, but I've brought an intern, because there's a high school in the area that because they have a hair program. Okay. So it's like you do this program as like your last year of high school instead, and then you get like a certification to be a hairstylist. It's actually a pretty cool program. But she brought one of the girls from that like school to be like a helper for her. And so when it got to like blow drying my hair, I could just feel my hair falling out in clumps. Shut up. Like in chunk. And like the girl was so young, she wasn't being like gentle. So she was like ripping my hair. So like my hair was like, let's say this length, but my under pieces were like this. Like they were like, what is this, like 2 inches for the people listening?
Let's say 3.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 inches, but like the rest of my hair was like past my boobs pretty much. And so
terrifying. And
the thing is like I was going out like clubbing that night. So she's like, I need to straighten your hair so I can like cut it properly. And I was like, no, I'm going to curl it later. So just like blow dry it straight. Bad decision on my part, because she couldn't cut my hair like evenly, because like my hair was only blow dried. It wasn't like pin ass straight.
Oh my God.
So then, and like my scalp was fried. Like it was literally like, it had sores all over it from like the bleach.
Did you pay for this?
Yeah, it was like $500.
Shut up. I would have been like, this is assault.
I was happy with the result though. Like I didn't notice these things until later. Like I left the salon being like, I literally left with like just my hair blow dry, because like I'm literally going home to put makeup on and getting ready to go, because I'd been there all day. So I didn't really like have a chance to like nitpick anything. So it wasn't until I was like doing my hair, I curled my hair, and my mom's like, your hair's like uneven. And I literally remember snapping at her, being like, don't say anything, because I was like already like sensitive. I was like, I spent like $500, don't say anything bad about it. And she was already like, you know, like all the boomers were like, you're dyeing your hair gray, and it's like, it's not a phase, mom.
Yes.
So yeah, and then so like later that night, I remember like being at like the McDonald's drunk, like touching my scalp, and I was like, oh, there's literally scabs all over my scalp.
Holy crap. When was this?
Like early 2015.
Wow.
But as I remember like starting at like our job like in June of that year, and I still had it, and everyone was like always remembered me as like the girl with the gray hair. Like, oh man, I thought you were so cool and so edgy.
I have seen photos of that.
Yes,
yes. That's funny.
But what's also the biggest thing, like I'm just a dumbass, is I didn't realize that like you had to like keep getting it retoned to keep it gray. Like after 3 washes, the gray was gone. It was just platinum blonde. And I was like, okay. And then we had to use this like really drying shampoo, and like my hair was just having a rough time, and I was not being nice to it. So then like like the under pieces, but also like the hair on like the crown up here was also like that length.
Wow.
So like I fucked it up good, and I'm still paying for it to this day. Like it's been almost 6 years.
Holy crap.
And like that top hair is still catching up, because that's like the piece on top. It takes the longest to catch up.
Oh my God, that's terrifying. I've never dyed my hair completely. I did ombre to blonde. It was like red to blonde. I loved it, but I was like, I don't want to do root. Like it's really hard. My hair color is very unique. Like I don't want to like fuck that up. I'm now getting gray hair. You have pointed out a couple times. I've seen it.
I have little chunks too.
And it's really sad because it's not even like the root. Like my whole hair is not going gray, but it's like 20 random pieces of hair that just stick up. And it's very annoying.
I call those lady boners.
I love that. I tweeze them, which I don't know if it's a myth that you shouldn't do it.
I don't know.
But
I think they add character.
I don't want it on my head, so I'm going to tweeze it off.
And actually, when I went back to her, I was like, I want to get my hair toned. Well, because I wanted to get it toned.
Bad mistake.
I know. I was like, you need to even it up, and then I also need to get it toned because I wanted it to be gray again because I was going to a wedding. She put the toner, like my hair had grown out, the roots had grown out. So I didn't book a root appointment because I was like, I kind of like a little bit of the grow out. It adds dimension. Yeah. So she put the toner though on my root, turned my roots orange. And I was like,
I just like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice.
I know.
Come on.
I know.
I was like, my sores have healed. Can you redo me, please?
I know. So that's like my bad decision is just like trying to do something crazy like that. But honestly, I've held myself back from doing crazier things. I wanted like when Rihanna had the bright fire truck red hair.
Right. My sister did it.
Moments away. I wanted it so badly. But then when someone was like, you realize that like you have to keep dyeing it that color. I was like, and I had already had experience with red hair dye and that bitch does not come out.
My sister did that in Ireland when we traveled there.
She did it while she was there.
Yeah. She was like, Ireland, red, fire truck. Yes.
Like she did it like herself though?
No.
Oh, she went to like a salon in Ireland.
Yeah, I know. My parents like signed off, which is really funny because my parents are not those, like they don't like tattoos. The hair.
They're like crazy.
When my sister comes on, she'll tell you about her first tattoo and how she tried to lie and say it was a Sharpie. Nice. My parents are like, yeah, okay. But that's a good, bad decision. Like, good story. Sad, though. But you're still paying for it.
But I mean, she's growing back now.
Okay. Love that for you.
So we're almost there.
I love your hair now.
I know.
I don't even notice
she's going back blonde.
Exciting.
You're like,
Jesus.
Fucking Christ.
You're going back? Didn't you just do brunette?
I know, I just did in February, but I missed blonde. I keep looking at my wedding pictures and I'm like, oh, it's actually like a really good color.
It was a really good color for your wedding, but that's good. Okay, my next one is quitting lifeguard. Dean. Okay. Sounds kind of like, but listen to what did you ever swim? Like, did you swim lifeguard?
I did like
nothing?
this. I didn't do lifeguarding. My sister did. I just did like the swim classes.
Okay. So to do lifeguarding, you have to complete 12 lessons, your swimming lessons, the basic 12. And then you take like bronze medallion, silver medallion, blah, blah, blah. Like that is like 6 years. I could be exaggerating, but I think it's like close to 6 years. And I simultaneously did lifeguarding and training to be a swim coach. Cause like in our like summer community, like where our house is in the summer, like swimming, you go to swim club, you are a lifeguard or you're a swim coach. Like that is what you do. It was very like, that's what you're going to do. We wanted to be part of the community. Me and my sister did it. And we spent the years. We were swimming every year, doing lifeguarding every year. And I'll never forget one time. I think it was a bronze medallion where they throw like a 20-pound brick at the bottom of the pool and you have to like swim and get it. Mm-hmm. And we did it at Bonzor Pool in Burnaby. And it was like 15 or like 18 feet, and we couldn't get to the bottom. It was like too deep, and so they failed us, and so we looked up like shallower pools in Vancouver and took the class there to like pass. We're like, sweet, we passed. And so we like passed, all good. There was like one last class to do it to be like a full lifeguard. I did that with the swimming coach, whatever. So like I only think it was like one summer. So I'm like, I made it. I did it. I am the lifeguard. I am the swim coach. I quit my first day.
What? Oh my God. What?
They're like, okay, cool. You're going to do a class of like 6-year-olds and you're going to teach them how to swim. I'm like, perfect. I trained for this my whole fucking life. Like, I'm going to do this. And the stress just got to me. I was just like, I have to save people's lives. I need to make sure these kids don't drown. Like, you know me and my anxiety. Like, it just took over my body that I like did a 1-hour swim class. And I said, I quit. Do not put me on the schedule. This is not for me. My sister also didn't even make it to the first class. She's like, I never wanted to be this. Like, so we both quit. Because our mom kind of like made us younger, which this is the worst decision. If you are being forced or you're interested in lifeguarding, do it. It is the best experience. Everyone should know how to learn to swim.
Yeah.
You should save someone. And then also the money you make, like as a university student or even like a senior in high school, you get like the starting pay is like $22 an hour, and to a high schooler.
Yeah, I don't understand how that works because like pool admissions are not that expensive. So like, where is the correlation? Like where, I mean, I get it, like lifeguards, I guess, but they're like, but then you even have,
it's like hazard pay.
Yeah, but then like you look at like nurses aren't paid well, and like look at how much hospitals in the States are making. So like,
it's interesting.
Like who made the decision that like, oh yeah, like lifeguards, they'll just get paid really good in relation to what the cost of the service is.
No,
you know?
So true. But anyway, like worst decision, like I'm so mad at myself because I kicked myself out of that swim club community. Like could have had such a fun like university, like every summer be a lifeguard, like everyone, like it just like your life is set in summers when you're a university student because you have a job and it's a fun job, and like you're never really, there's like people that I know have never saved a life because like no one really drowns, like people know what they're doing. And like it would just really freak me out too because at that station it was like you're not only a lifeguard in the pool, you're a lifeguard in the ocean, and that freaked me out. And so it just like it got to me and I quit, and like to this day I'm like really upset and like one of the worst decisions. I'm sad.
That's fair. That's actually like a proper
bad decision. Yeah, it's proper, but it's just like damn.
It's more of like a regret.
A regret. For sure, a regret.
No regrets.
Yes. Okay, what's your next one?
What is my next one? Oh, I never expanded on. I had one more hair thing, but I feel like I talked enough about hair. But okay, very quickly.
Yeah.
I'll do this one and then my proper next one.
Perfect.
I've cut my hair like multiple times short and instantly regretted it. I don't know what was wrong with me. I also one time cut my hair into front bangs. Literally the second she snipped it, I knew it was the worst idea I ever had. I love my eyebrows too much to hide them.
Yeah, your
like the
eyebrows
second
are
I
nice.
was like, oh, you can't see my eyebrows? That's like my favorite feature.
Interesting.
So that sucks. But I've literally done 2 bobs.
I was gonna say, like, I grew up with the bowl cut. Like my whole hairstyle as a kid, and my mom, you know, I always blame it on her, but she was like, it's what you wanted, and I'm like, bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
You didn't
She's
know
like,
any better.
She was like, you would always request shorter hair, and I'd be so sad to cut your beautiful hair off.
Well, as a kid, like functionally, you don't want it to get like in your way.
But god damn it, I look so dumb.
There's a picture of one year of me as like Esmeralda from Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Okay.
And my mom had just cut my hair, and my hair's just so thick, as is yours, but it just went, it like looked like an umbrella.
Yeah.
It's just like,
you get too short hair. I did it in grade 7 for my grad. I was like, you know, I'm graduating elementary school, I'm going to high school, I'm gonna go short. Amanda was there. Coincidence? I don't know. And she sat and she told the hairstylist like what I would want, because I was like telling her what I want, so she like communicated it because I'm a child, and she did it, and it was like literally just below my ears with the front bangs, and I was like,
Lord Farquaad, is that you?
I was like, god damn, no. And so my grade 7 graduation pictures are just like, it actually looked cute, like curled and stuff, like I looked like a little girl, but I'm just like, no, I don't think I'll ever cut my hair short.
Yeah, I did it both times that I did it was because I fucked it up trying to get it like blonde. So like the first time was in high school, and what like pains me as well, like she did a good job, like for the time it was cute, but like this was like before the days of like girls knowing that they should use proper shampoo. I was literally using a shampoo from La Senza that was like listen to me, because they had like they used to sell that like beauty shit, so it was like a 2-in-1.
Oh, I loved a 2-in-1 when I was younger.
I only got it because it smelled like fucking candy.
Yeah. That's what the hell.
What the fuck? Like freshly blonde hair. So like my hair got like turned bronze, like
oh shoot,
instantly almost.
Again, going back to swimming and hair is all correlated. Like I swam 3 times a week, like before school.
Did you do a swim cap?
Yeah, swim cap, but you have to wash your hair after anyways. Like it doesn't really keep it that dry. So it's like I was chlorine girl. Like I smelled like chlorine because I was like, I'm at the pool at 6 a.m. before school, and like everyone in the swim club, we'd all walk in and we were just like, whew, that's chlorine. Like that's deadly. And so like, and we'd have to buy like really, it didn't smell good, but it was like chlorine stripping shampoo and conditioner. Like I never had the Q-tip conditioner. But herbal essence, you know, was my go-to.
I used that for a little while too.
Yeah.
Okay, on to my next actual bad. Okay, so Steve and I went to Disneyland one year with two of our friends, and as we all know, Disneyland is in California.
Alex is a Disney adult.
Don't call me a Disney adult because I'm not that. I just like going to the park. I like watching the movies, but I don't like decorate Disney or anything like that.
That's so true.
Yeah. Thank God.
Thank God.
But yeah, we were going in January, which like it's still California. Like their weather is nice.
Yeah.
The 3 days we were there, raining. Like we knew it was gonna rain, so I went and bought a rain jacket because I was like, it's gonna rain. But I was like, it's not gonna rain that much. It's not gonna rain like it does in Vancouver. It's just gonna sprinkle, and you just want to have a nice raincoat, you know. And the shoes that I brought, they were only sneakers. I brought sneakers. And so my bad decision is that I only brought sneakers because in the time we were there, soaked through my shoes completely. Like it was raining so hard. It was like they had to shut down the rides. Like of the 3 days we were there, we probably got like a day and a half's worth of like actually being able to like do stuff.
No way. When was this?
January of 2019.
Okay, yeah, I kind of remember this. Yeah.
And even like my friend Jen, like we were running to like the theater because they do like a show where like, we need to get out of the rain for a bit. So we're running and we lose track of her. And it's because like she shows up and her pants are just completely soaked. Like she looked like she fell in a puddle. And we're like, what's happening? And she's like, this kid like fell off of the curb and I literally jumped to save him and I landed in a puddle. But the kid's all right. I'm just like wet. But she's like, you know what? The kid gets up, his mom rushes over, just grabs his hand and like walks away. Like doesn't say anything. I literally just saved the kid from like cracking his head on the sidewalk. And like the mom just picked him up and walked away.
People are so mean. Not mean, but like just inconsiderate.
Yeah.
Like she just jumped in a puddle for your child. Like what the hell?
I'm just gonna chalk it up to Americans in my personal opinion.
Amen.
But yeah, like I don't think any of us really prepared properly.
No, yeah.
Because
that's
like,
a bad decision.
Like for me, it was I didn't bring proper sneakers. Everything else was fine. For my friend Jade, bless her soul, she brought like a down jacket. Like
oh no, that's heavy in the rain.
And like slip-on sneakers, so she was just head to toe.
She's fucked.
Yeah, and then Jen just brought really heavy pants the whole time, so like rain, heavy jeans, get wet, like they're not gonna dry like ever.
Oh my gosh.
And then I think Steve actually might have been the only one that was like laughing because he was like, "I'm good."
That's amazing. I never pack. Like I don't look at the weather, which is so dumb. Like I usually forget to look at the weather.
I did the exact same thing when we went to Disney World, which is in fucking Florida. I was like, guys, it's going to be hot. T-shirts and shorts. We're good. It was cold. We literally had to run to like Uniqlo to like buy sweaters because none of us brought anything like warm to wear.
I wouldn't think of California as cold, but
the first day I was wearing like Lululemon like leggings, I can't think, like a crew neck, and then my jean jacket over top because it's like the only jacket I had, and I was still cold.
Oh my gosh, that's a bad decision.
And Steve just had like crew neck, and like that's all he had. He was like shivering, like, and I think he got like sick the first day because he was like so cold, and it was like windy and it was like cloudy and stuff.
Bad weather on a vacation is truly the worst.
The worst,
especially if you like going on rides outside, like you need the good weather.
It didn't rain, it was just cold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but still, that's still rough.
Well, we figured out because once we went and bought like nice cozy stuff, and it's fine. Because I'd rather be like when it's like kind of chilly and you can bundle up rather than like sweating your ass off.
Well, you know me, I'm a sweaty Betty, so I do love a colder climate. Like I went out to dinner with my friends and they all had jackets the other night. They're like, "Aren't you cold?" I'm like, "I'm living." Like I'm almost a little sweaty.
Honestly, yeah. Steve was the same way. Like whenever, like when we lived in the city and we would go to the like pub, even like mid to late fall, and I'm like, it's cold outside, bring a jacket. I have cash for coat check. He's like, I'm loving it right now. Like this is perfect for me. And I'm like,
I'm in my element. And it's also annoying to drag a coat to a bar if you're just gonna hang it up, or if you go to places where they don't have coat check, like sweet.
But if you're standing outside in line though, like depends what type of year. I've been caught outside like when it's literally fucking snowing and I'm in like a bralette.
Okay, well, definitely if it's snowing, I do have a winter coat. But yeah, that's insane. Weather is annoying. But that's a bad decision.
That is a bad decision of mine. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know if they can hear that, but...
Okay, so mine's a little bit, like, kind of not a bad decision, but, like, kind of a funny story. And so it was the first time I ever got alcohol poisoning.
Nice.
The first and only, actually, truly.
I've never.
It was I think, I didn't get diagnosed, but I'm going to chalk it up to alcohol poisoning because I've never experienced something like this, and I've never drank as much as I did that night. So it was Sarah Hughes. She's like one of my best friends. It was her 20th birthday.
Sarah hosted Are You Smarter Than the Fifth Grader?
Are You Smarter Than the Fifth Grader? It was her 20th birthday, and we held a surprise party, and we went all out, like her mom, and we all decorated, like we had tents, like it was such a fun night. And we drank, and like we'll still remember, like we drank a 2-6 of gin, just the two of us, 2-6 of gin, a bottle of champagne, and 2 beers for 20-year-old girls. Like, are you fucked? Like, that's not okay. We wake up the next morning completely naked except for 2 pairs of underwear on. So we're thinking in our head, we thought we were putting on clothes. Like, we don't know how we got there, but we got there. And so I woke up and I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta go to work. But I'm unable to go. And it was when I worked at Target, and they're not in Canada anymore, so I'm cool, I can tell them. I worked at Target, and it was like relatively a new job. Like I do remember that. And I was like, Sarah, I've never called in sick. This is my first job. Like, what the heck? And I was like, can you call in and pretend to be my mom? And I was like,
that's worse.
Well, I didn't know. I've never had a job that I've never had to call in. So I'm like, do moms call in for people? Like, again, bad decision, you guys. Just call in and like make up a lie. Like, this is my first ever like real job that wasn't with my parents or like at a convenience store, like whatever. And so she like calls. And she's like, hello, this is Carmel. This is Toni Rose's daughter. She has food poisoning and unable to function, basically. And they're like, oh my God, take care, whatever, right? And so I thought I was in the clear. I snap a picture and post on Instagram, food poisoning, meh. Like, I covered all my bases. But then I show up to work the next day, and everyone's like, you good? Because I've never had food poisoning at that point in my life. And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. They're like, food poisoning lasts like a couple of days. Like, are you sure you're okay? I'm like, oh yeah, like my stomach hurts, but like I'm a trooper. Like I don't want to take another day off. But I'm like, in reality, like I just had like the worst hangover. It could have been alcohol poisoning. Bad decision. So like what I've learned from this, don't drink that much. If you're gonna drink that much, like have fun, but don't have your friend call in and be your mom. That's so dumb. And then don't make up an excuse that you have no idea what it is. Like, what the heck? Like, so dumb. I didn't cover my tracks. I thought like post a photo, food poisoning. Man, that sucks.
I'm trying to think if I ever had my mom call in. I think maybe once, but also like my retail job in high school.
Well, exactly.
Like when you're like under 18, I think like once in a while, but like you should try and do it yourself.
I was really sheltered, and I was still a baby. Like, I still was 18 at 20. Like,
yeah.
It was just very interesting. But I've had food poisoning, actually, since. The worst experience of my goddamn life. And it's severe pain for multiple days. Like, It's not good. I was like, ooh, that's what I lied about?
I know, that's why when people always say, like, food poisoning, and then they're back the next day, you're like, that was a fucking lie.
Absolutely not. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. I know one person who did that, and we're like, well, we saw you partying, so I don't think it is, but oh well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, mine is... Okay, this is a story. I think I've probably said it to you before, and, like, it's only minorly a bit of a TMI story, but bad decision. Mm-hmm. So... Once in a while, we go visit Steve's grandparents in Kamloops, like big family road trip. The 5 of us, we all get into one big car together, and then we go out. So when Steve and I lived in the city, we'd take the West Coast Express, and then we would get picked up from the station here in Coquitlam, and then we'd head out to Kamloops. 3.5-hour drive. Because it was always like after work on a Friday, we would stop at a McDonald's in Chilliwack.
Oh no.
And I would get my usual like go-to meal for McDonald's is 2 plain cheeseburgers and a medium fry with McChicken sauce and ketchup. Like habitual since I was like 8 years old.
I'm a McChicken, if you've ever wanted to know.
I think you told me this. Like,
never had a burger.
Yeah, you never had a burger.
I'm really actually sad. Sorry not to derail this, but I was like, I've never had a Big Mac, and I had one when I was like wasted, and I'm like, I ruined that experience because I don't even remember what that is. But now I can't say I've never had a Big Mac.
I just like the plain cheeseburgers better.
Okay, never had it.
So I have my usual, like it's fine. And so we get in the car, and because I get a little bit car sick sometimes, like Steve's parents are ace. They're like, Alex, go ahead and sit in the front. Steve, why don't you just drive? And then like everyone else just sits in the back. Yeah. So from Chilliwack, it's still about 2.5-ish hour drive. 20 minutes after leave McDonald's, I feel a rumbly in my tumbly.
Oh no.
And I'm like, oh no. And like, it's the kind that you're like, oh my God.
Bathroom
ASAP. This happened at a point where like, we had been together for years, but like, it's funny because I'm talking about it like now on a podcast, because I think I've just become more comfortable with myself. I don't know.
Well, it's normal.
But I was too embarrassed to say it to anyone in the family. And like, I couldn't text Steve for him to say, hey, I need to go to the bathroom. And then I could just be like, oh, I need to go too. Because he was driving. And there's no way for me to say anything.
Yeah.
So then I didn't say anything. I just
pooped yourself?
Nope. I just held it in for 2.5 hours.
How?
I have magic superpowers.
I hate that. I have a couple friends that are like, I can hold anything. I'm like, absolutely not me. Like, not me.
Tony, do you know how many times I've gotten myself into this position? What's funny is that happened, and I literally forced myself to go. I put the max air conditioning on myself to like, because I was getting the stress sweats.
The poop sweats.
The poop/stress sweats. Because like, so I max AC and I'm sitting there. I actually do fall asleep for like a good portion of the night. And every time I wake up, force myself back to sleep because it's the only way I'm getting through.
Show me your ways.
I don't know how. Like, I don't get it. I think it's just like out of pure embarrassment that like my butthole just like is like absolutely not. And so we get into Kamloops, and I know that we're close. Like, we're like 5 to 7 minutes away, and Steve's just casually driving. So I lean over and I'm like, I really have to go to the bathroom. Can you please go faster?
Floor it.
And he looks me in the eyes, and I'm just like, you could just see it in my eyes. He's like, oh, okay. And he just like goes as fast as he can. I can't remember for sure. And I'm sure I didn't like straight up body check, but I swear I ran so fucking fast into that house. And I was like, don't come upstairs. Leave me alone, because I was embarrassed. I was like, just leave me alone. So, and then I was fine. Everything was peachy keen. That situation happened again. The exact same situation.
Oh my God.
Because we go to the exact same McDonald's.
Yes.
It's like, it's on the route.
Something's wrong.
It must be. Like, they just...
Did you hold it at the same time as well?
Yep.
I'm so proud of you.
I don't know how I did it.
I don't do that. I also have a Kamloops. I was too embarrassed to talk about it, but like, I needed a bathroom and it didn't work, and I literally, I didn't like poop myself or anything. No, I was like, find me the closest thing to a toilet. Anything. Like, Dad, I'm dead. Like, we also stop every time we go to Kamloops. We stop at it's called the Home Diner in Hope. And for some reason I decided to have onion rings, which like, I don't have a digestive system for onion rings, like on a road trip. No. And I was like, we need to go. Like, we need to go back. And like, so he like went back for 20 minutes. I literally actually vomited and went to the washroom. I'm like, actually something's wrong. Aww. And it happened to me twice again. And I like literally went to like porta potties on the side of the road.
Oh my God. It's just...
It's the worst.
The utter desperation, like, you just don't care. Like, okay, actually, very similar story. I remember... my mom dropped me off at the SkyTrain so I could go back into the city, and it's like 45 minutes to an hour because you have to switch and everything too. Second I sit down on the SkyTrain, I'm like, oh my God, I have that feeling, and I'm like, I'm dedicated to this for an hour, and there's no way for me to get off. So I'm on the SkyTrain. I'm literally texting my friend while this happening. I'm like, dude, I'm dying. Like, what do I do? Like, there's, and it's nighttime too. It's like 9, 10 o'clock at night. So I'm not just going to get off at any stop to like try and find a bathroom somewhere. So at Commercial, where you have to switch trains.
I've done that at Commercial. I was just going to say.
I went to the A&W because I was like,
you got to buy something.
You literally have to buy something. The bathroom was so fucking gross.
Same situation with me.
Yeah, it was so gross. Like, and I was just like, okay, just like give me fries, and like you could like they knew. I was like, you open the bathroom.
I was like, I'll pay late. I said, I'll pay after. Open. I'll pay after.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
And like I like did like half, I would say, because I was like, I can't stay here. Like, this is like so far beyond disgusting. Got on the train and I was like, I think I'll be okay. And then I still had to walk from the SkyTrain station to our old apartment building. From like Burrard to our apartment. So it's not that far, but it's far enough.
It's far enough to...
So like literally halfway through, I'm like, oh no, it's coming. So I'm like, I'm running and I'm calling
and
Steve.
Running makes it worse sometimes.
I know, but I was like, it's just my fight or flight instinct was like kicking in. So I'm literally calling Steve. I was like, open the door, unlock the door, come to the front door of the building. Luckily, like I didn't have to like go upstairs or anything. Like my door was right next to the front door of the building. So I was like, unlock our front door, come to the other door so I don't have to get my keys out. Like, I'm coming. And like, God bless. And I was like, and please turn on music while you're at it.
That's amazing. Well, it's really funny because, so our old apartment building was right across from our work building. And I remember you saying, like, you utilize your apartment when you have to go to the washroom because, like, no one likes to go to the washroom when you're at work. Like, it's just not okay. It's not nice. Like, everyone holds it. That's, like, actually when I never go. Or I'd go upstairs. So then I was like so excited because I was like, yes, I get to utilize it. I only got to do it once before we shut down.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, it was the best.
It was the best. So it was so funny. Such good memories.
So in the end, my overall bad decision was just like not chirping up because of all families, like Steve's family would be like the most understanding. Like they'd be like, okay, we totally understand. But I was just
his mom would be like, oh my God, I'll make you a toilet.
I think I was just so embarrassed that like it would be one of those things that they would bring up all the time, like as like a joke to be like, oh, Alex, do you need to go like take a shit before we leave? Like
mine was brought up as a joke, the Kamloops one.
Then I am rightfully so.
No, but I mean, like, everyone's so embarrassed to talk about it, and I am too. And like, even to talk, like, I didn't put that on my list because I didn't want to talk about it. But I'm like, everyone has these moments, and it's like traumatizing, and it actually has cost me like fear. Like, I can't be in a car, like a road trip. I'm like, oh my God, where's the bathroom? I'm really scared. Because if you have a close encounter,
especially
it scars you.
Now as I get older, I'm like, when someone's like, oh, do you want to get Starbucks? And I'm like, if we're walking around for like the next 3 hours and with no comfortable bathroom access, no, probably not.
Me either. You're like, should we get a coffee before this? I'm like, no, thanks.
I know, but I was just really craving a coffee.
I know, I would have done it. But it's just like funny.
But it's so funny that I was so embarrassed to talk about it to his family, yet like here I am on a podcast. And like literally the day after the SkyTrain incident happened, like I would tell all my friends, I'm like, this was fucking hilarious. But like,
I know, it's just embarrassing. It's just embarrassing. Excuse me.
Everybody poops, guys.
Everyone poops.
Everybody poops.
Get ready. Okay. Again, with like, this doesn't lead, like, I don't think I did anything, like, it wasn't a bad decision, but it was just like, it was a bad decision. Okay. So, back in the day, like 2015 and 2016, we wanted to do an annual trip to a ranch. And it's called Sundance Ranch in Ashcroft. And it was like 4 girls, 4 guys. We'd go every year. Well, we only did it twice, but we were like, we wanted to do this annual thing. And we go, and it's like a 5-hour drive to go. And it's like the best weekend of our lives. Like, you just drink and you ride horses and you dance and you play horseshoes and you play cards. And it's like such a good time. It would be fun if you weren't deathly afraid of horses like I am, because I don't like heights. And this sounds crazy, but I like my feet to be planted at all times. I have had horrible encounters with every animal that I've ever tried to ride. A camel, a donkey, and horses. So I'm like, my track record, not great. And I don't really like it. It's really scary. The first year I did it, and I was scared shitless, and, I never, like, people were, like, galloping, and I was like, I just want to, walk the horse, and they're like, yeah, totally fine, but my horse saw everyone else running, so they're like, well, I want to run too, and I was, like, scared. So the next year, I was like, you know what, it's cheaper, and my sanity's better if I just go and I don't ride the horses, and I just have a me day when everyone's out riding the horses.
Yeah.
But they're just like, no, come on, like, you go. And so I was like, okay, you know what, I'll go, I'll do it. So, I write, you can write, like, are you novice or are you experienced? Like, where do you rate? And I said, novice, afraid of horses, like, just, I'm scared to do this. I can just
imagine, like, your guide of the day is like, here we fucking go.
So then, and everyone waits, like, at the whole ranch, you wait and you get they're like, Carson, Toni Rose, and when your name's called, you go and you're paired with a horse. They call my name. I have never seen a horse this big. Like, it was motherfucking huge, and everyone thought so too. And I was like, okay, interesting, maybe it's new, like, I'm novice, maybe like a bigger horse is like more stable and like whatever, right? And I get on and I'm like, the vibes are not there. I was like, I don't know what's going on with this horse, but this horse is not okay. Yeah. And we're like waiting. So like, you get on your horse and you basically ride to the fence, and everyone stays until everyone's on their horses and you go. And so we're all around other horses, and our oh my God, what's it called? Wrangler is there, who's like our person. And my horse starts like circling. And they're like, okay, this is weird. And I'm like, guys, I'm afraid of horses. Like,
so he's like going in circles?
He's like going in circles. He's looking around. The horse is just like not okay. And I'm like, I don't think this is right. I'm scared. Like, I'm on the verge of tears. I don't want to be on this horse. And the horse is freaking out. And all of a sudden, the wrangler goes, get off the horse, jump off the horse, jump off the horse. And all of a sudden, the horse starts to sit. And horses don't sit unless they're dead or like pregnant or something, or about to die, whatever. So I literally Superman, like everyone says I look like Superman, off this horse, like just slide into the grass, because if a wrangler, a professional, is like, get off the fucking horse, like jump off the horse, I'm like, I'm jumping off the horse. And it sits down and like just misses my feet. And I'm like, what the F just happened? And he was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. We've been having issues with this horse. And I'm like, you gave a scared novice rider
the scared
a sketchy horse? Like, are you kidding me? And you know when people are like, are you okay? And you're on the verge of tears? Like, I just like broke out in tears because I'm scared. Like, it was scary. That was I'm in shock. Like, what just happened? And so I'm like crying. And then my friend Sarah, she also like didn't really want to ride. So she's like, I'll stay back with Toni Rose. But I was like, no, like when I cry, I don't want to be around anyone. And it was the first time I ever had a panic attack. Like, I got into my cabin and I was
That's fair.
And I look in the mirror and I'm like, stop crying. Like, why are you crying? And I get in the shower and I'm like, stop crying. And I cry myself to sleep and I wake up to my friends like hugging me like, are you okay? We're back. And I was like, that was horrifying.
Aww.
So like a bad decision. Oh, whoa.
I think it's my headphones.
Something's going on. But the bad decision was like, I knew in my gut that I was afraid and these horses were not a good story. And so I shouldn't have done it. And I did it. You know, lesson, just follow your gut. Don't ride the horse.
I mean, that's petrifying when the professional's like, get off, and you're like, oh my God, what is happening for them to be this passionate?
Well, totally, because I'm like, if my friend said get off, it wouldn't have freaked me out as much, because I'm like, they don't know what they're doing, but all the wranglers were like, get off now, and I'm like, what was it trying to do?
Did they say like what was wrong with
it was like trying to like buck me off and whatever. It just like didn't want anyone on it, and I'm just like, okay, interesting, never use this horse again.
Yeah.
So I'm never gonna ride horses, and you know what? I think everyone's better for it.
There we go. Yeah. So you'll never get on a horse again?
I don't think so. I think I'm done.
Honestly, I get it. Like, I love horses, like, still to this day. But when I was a kid, I would, like, get on them. I'd have so much confidence. And I was like, yeah, let's, like, fucking run. And then when we did it, like, a couple weekends ago, I was like, I'm nervous this entire time.
It's just, like, not enjoyable. And I'm just like, I'm good. Like, this is a life experience that I don't need ever again, you know? I've ridden all the animals that I desire to.
Yeah.
Except for an elephant. Is that kind of like animal cruelty we're talking about this? But, like, I would love to ride an elephant.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that anymore. Because it's like, they're not treated that well there.
Okay, cool. I won't be doing it.
Okay, my next bad decision, I, like, wrote it down.
How many do you have left? Just one.
I have 2 left.
Okay, me too.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so mine is, when... how old was I? I was probably like grade 9, like grade 10. We went across the border to go shopping in like Bellingham. Okay. And like my family never did that. Like I think that's the one time as a family we actually went down. Wow. Like we just like didn't do like day trips to the States. I don't know why. But so we went down. I was with like my sister and her friend, and my mom and stepdad met us down there. So we did some shopping throughout the day. My mom got me some stuff. I don't remember fully what I got, but I know I got like clothes. I got a CD-ROM game or something like that at the time. But when you're only gone for the day, you only have a certain amount of money you can spend in a day, right? So people like get thrifty and like, I didn't know this. Like I'm 15. It ain't my responsibility to know this shit.
No.
And I'm with my sister, and the whole reason she went down is because she really wanted to get this Coach bag. Okay. Like Coach was like the shit it was in, at the time. Yes. And so when we're about to get to the border, she's like, hey, actually, I don't want to pay taxes on anything. So like, everything that you bought today, put it on your body. Wear all of your clothes. Like I'm wearing like 2 t-shirts, a sweater, a new pair of shoes. And she takes the new Coach bag and like puts stuff in it to make it look like it's like her actual bag and stuff like that. So I'm like listening to her because I was like, okay, like she was just kind of making it like a game. Like she told me like, you know, we don't want them to know we bought all this stuff. And I was like, okay. And then we get to the border, and then obviously because there's that Coach bag in the back, like the woman's like, oh, like let me see. Like I think she could just tell, like 3 young girls, you've been gone for the day. There's no way you didn't buy anything. Cause I can't remember if she claimed anything. So it just looks like a red flag. So she's like, can you pop your trunk? In the trunk, there's like the fucking shiny new Coach bag that she can tell. So she's like, can you please pull over to the side? And my sister's like sweating bullets. Yeah. And I'm starting to freak out because I'm like, oh my God, are we gonna get arrested? Like, oh my God. So they're like, we're standing there. I have 2 pairs of sweatpants on. Like I look like Joey from Friends when he puts on all the layers of clothes. And so the guy's like, okay, like tell us right now if you have anything else in the car. because then we're going to tax you at this percentage. If we find any more, we're going to tax you at like this higher percentage. Like, and so my sister's like, no, there isn't anything else in the car. Lying, straight lying. There is more stuff in the car. God. And then so they find more shit in the car. Receipts. I kept all of the receipts. Why did I keep the receipts? I can't fucking return them. I'm not going back to Bellingham to return these things. So they find all the receipts, and then they're like, okay, we found the receipts, but you know what, like, we'll still just do it at like this percentage. But I was like shitting bricks the entire time.
Border patrol and police, like, that just scares the crap out of me.
They like, okay, when it's at the airport, I understand why they're scared, but when it's just like driving across an imaginary border, they take it too seriously.
They take it so seriously, and it's really scary. Like, because I drive a dealer's plate because like I on the side like work for my dad, and he's a car dealer and stuff like that. So like it's a dealer plate. And so it's just like so much more paperwork, and like they ask so many specific questions that I'm like, I don't even know. I'm like, ask my dad. Like, I don't know. And so I just feel like so dumb going through the border, and I'm just like scared. I'm not doing anything illegal, so it's like, what the heck?
Well, it's always like you give them your passport, and then where are you going? How long are you gonna be there for? And then they're like, okay, go. And like they're just so like and I get it, they can't be like overly friendly because then they don't want to be like a target. And I know that it's a serious job. They're doing good things to protect us Canadians, but at the same time, like, it just scared the shit out of me.
It really scares me. I
so
don't like the
in
border.
the end, bad decision listening to my sister to put all of the clothes on.
Damn, that is a bad decision.
Scary ass experience.
That happened to us like in high school when we crossed the border. A girl wore everything. She got away with it, but she's like, I don't want to do taxes. I'm like, that's scary to me. I like rules, you know?
Yeah, me too. I mean, I remember even like going. Actually, me and my dad went shopping once across it, and he really wanted to get like the new Xbox at the time.
Okay.
And he was like, I don't know, I don't want to risk it. And I was like, just do it. It'll be fine. Oh my God. Because like sometimes like even if you do go over, they're like, okay, goodbye. But
yeah, it's very like who you get, what's their mood like. Like it's very dependent on that. I'm only actually going to say my last one because like another one I was going to talk about getting kicked out of university, which I did in season 1. So you can go back and check that out. That was kind of like a backup one if I needed one. But my last one also involves alcohol. Also involves Sarah, my friend. And it
Sarah
involves,
and Amanda, just like the bad jujus.
They're great influences on me. Okay, so Sarah's aunt was getting married. This was again when I was working at Target. Target comes into play. And she was like, can I invite all my friends? And her aunt was like, yeah. I'm like, I've never met this. Like, sweet, let's go. Like, open bar. Yeah, no. Open bars, bad decision. I mean, great decision. I love an open bar. But so we get there, and we're all in the limo going there. And then we were just like, I don't know, we were going to get back. And so we go with the family, and we just slam back drinks. And when I say we, me and Sarah, we overdrank our welcome. Like, we just drank so much, but we weren't like sloppy, annoying. Like, we weren't annoying wedding guests. Like, we kept the drunkenness to ourselves, which thank God, because I don't like, but I was really embarrassed the next morning because I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? Because it gets worse. So we weren't like super embarrassing to the crowd. The bride didn't know, the groom didn't know, thank God, but we were just like wasted. And I black out and I'm fall asleep on the toilet, like head in toilet, sick. At the wedding.
At the venue. Oh.
Which is disgusting. That is not behavior of any wedding guest. Like, I have never acted like that ever again in my life. Like, that taught me a lesson.
I did something similar.
Oh, really? Okay.
I fell asleep at the table in the fucking reception. Amazing. After throwing up.
Okay, so I was throwing up, and then, like, they couldn't find me, apparently. They're like, we have not seen Toni Rose in, like, an hour, like, where she is. And so Sarah's mom comes in, and she sees my feet sticking out, because I'm, like, literally laying on the floor, like, sick. And she's like, Toni Rose, like, it's time to go home. Like, sweetie, let's go home. And she's also drunk. Like, everyone's just, like, so drunk. So we get in the limo. Like, I get in the limo with everyone. And Amanda and I are sitting in the back. And I'm laying on her head. And, like, everyone, like, opened the window. And I was like, Amanda, I'm going to throw up again. And she's like, fuck. Like, we're in a limo. We were in actually, it was on the golf course in Coquitlam. And we had to drive back to Burnaby. So it was, like, it was a drive.
Yeah.
And so she's like, Sarah Hughes is also blackout drunk, asleep on the other side of the limo. And then she goes to Sarah's mom, like, oh, Toni Rose is going to be sick. Like, do we have anything? Her mom literally takes Sarah's bag, empties all the stuff, and gives it to me. And I'm just vomiting like the whole way through, and everyone was like, "It smells."
The poor
like
girl just wakes up and she's like, "What the fuck?"
I know, and it was like a cute cheetah, whatever thing. And so then everyone was like, "God damn it, it smells so bad!" Like I'm throwing up the whole way home. Her dad carries me up into Sarah's bed, and I wake up and I'm like, "Fuck, I have opening shift at Target." Like, so I don't take two, but I go. You know, I'm like, you can do this, so I go. And I was in the toy aisle and I was like cleaning up and I bend over, vomit. But I caught it in my mouth. So I run to the bathroom and I'm vomiting in the bathroom, and I was like, "You guys, I'm really sick. I need to go home. Like, I think I have the flu." But it was like,
as they can probably just smell the alcohol coming out of your pores.
Like, so bad decision. Like, just know your limit, play within it. Like, I've actually never drank that much ever again, I don't think. Like, it was like, I went through some rough couple of years when I was working at Target, I guess.
No, there is like a weird like time like when you're young where you're just trying to figure out how much your body can handle.
It's like, I feel like it's in between obviously 19 and I feel like 21 is when you figure out your shit. Maybe like 22, 23. But like by 23, you're solidly, you know how to party. Blackouts are very less infrequent. Like, I haven't blacked out in a hot ass minute.
It's always really sad when it's like an event you're really excited for and then you just get fucked up way too early and you ruin the entire night.
Well, it's so true. And like, that's my one rule with concerts. It's like, I will never, like, I will be drunk and have such a good time, but I don't want to black out because I paid so much money. And you see all these girls that are completely blackout, like pass out. And I'm like, you paid $200 to sleep to Justin Bieber? Like, no.
Yeah, that's true.
Bad artist example. But I just like, yeah, so now I know my limit. I play within it. I have a really good time and I don't need to vomit. I have not thrown up from drinking in multiple years.
Drinking just makes me sleepy now.
Oh, interesting. Mine just like hypes me up, and then I get really sick and I feel like I want to throw up for 3 days. Like, I have such a...
Well, it's like if I have like 2 drinks, it's like sleepy, and then I have to really ramp it up quick if I want to get into like the party vibe.
Well, it's like if you're day drinking or just drinking and you stop, the moment you stop, it's game over. You either need to go to sleep or you need to keep rallying. So I know that for sure.
And then the rallying is what gets me into big trouble.
Exactly. Yeah. I want to go out with you again and get drunk. I've only seen it a couple times.
Okay, remember that one time when I fell out of the cab?
That night was insane. I kind of like blacked out there. That was probably the last time that I don't remember chunks of the evening.
But you saw me drunk at my wedding.
True, that was but like, okay, when she fell out, okay, sorry, let's just tell the story really quickly. I can't
remember how I fell at this point.
Oh, I do. Okay, so it was my going away party when I like quit my job and went to Europe and thought I was like not gonna come back. And so it was me and Alex and Zora, who you're gonna meet
in an upcoming episode,
or maybe before this. We don't know when it's gonna take place. But so the three of us were like last women standing. And so you guys wanted to go to McDonald's and I like was gonna leave or whatever. And so I was like, well, just get in the cab and we'll drop you off at McDonald's. And literally like I was in the middle, Zora was on my left, Alex was on my right, and then like we opened the door and like you're taking forever to get your shit together, and the cab driver was like, get out, like we're on like the street. And then all of a sudden you literally just like forget how to get out of a cab and literally just go like hands first into the pavement and like fall. And I was just like, wait, what? I slammed the door on you and we just drive away. And I was like, I should have like checked if she was okay. But like,
that was
Zora
like the last moment I saw you before you left for 2 months too.
Yeah, that was a rough send off, but it was
I
really
wasn't mad about it. I think I was just so frazzled because he was like, get out. And I'm like, I'm fucking trying.
In all reality, I just wanted A&W when I got home. You know, I just like McDonald's is not my drug food. Actually,
I feel it is,
but yeah. So that was mine. Anyway, sorry.
Okay, my last one. Mm-hmm. So my bad decision. So, okay, this is a bit of a long story, but I'm going to try and cut it down as quick as much as possible. So weird intro. So my mom used to do like Spanish, like salsa dancing kind of thing, like bar. And she had this beautiful like cocktail dress that was like a dance dress. And I loved it. And I really, really liked it. And so I had like a winter formal coming up. And I was like, can I please wear this dress? Because like she'd already worn it for all of her competitions or whatever that she had. And she's like, okay, sure, but just be like really careful with it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't even know if it fits. I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it in my room and I'm going to try it on like sometime this week. And she's like, okay, fine. Because she kept all of her dance stuff like in a closet, like upstairs. Right. And so that week I was going to a party with my friend, and like we're getting ready in my room, and she sees the dress and she's like, this is such a beautiful dress. I was like, oh, I know, I think I'm gonna be wearing it to the formal. And then she put it back in the closet, like to my memory. Like I remember like her looking, because I didn't touch it that night. And so before I left to go to the party, my mom's like, your room is a mess. You need to clean it up. And I was supposed to be going to my dad's for the weekend because my parents are divorced. So I was supposed to be going to his place like first thing the next morning. So I was like, Dad's picking me up in the morning. I don't think I'm going to have enough time. I'll clean it Sunday night when he drops me back off. I swear on my life I'm going to clean it. And she was like, okay, sounds good. And so I go to the party. And then the next day I go to my dad's place. I spend all day Saturday. Sunday morning I wake up. My mom's like, your room's a mess. You're grounded. Like she sends me this giant text. And I was like,
oh my God, that's me.
I was like, what is happening? I'm like, I haven't come home yet. Like I said Sunday night and this was Sunday morning. Yeah. So I was like, I haven't come home yet to clean. And she's like, my dress was on the ground. And I was like, I swear to God, I didn't put it there. And she's like, it doesn't matter. My dress was on the ground. It was like a $900 dress or something. So she's like, your room is a mess. Like it shouldn't be like this. Like she was just like, I think it all rooted obviously from the dress. So she was like, you're grounded. And so I was like, Dad, you need to take me home like right now. Mom's like losing her fucking shit. Yeah. And I never got in trouble. So it was like a really stressful thing for me.
For my room not being clean.
No, like my mom and I had like such a good relationship. Like she would just be like, you're being annoying. Like, please get this done. I'd be like, okay. Like I was a pretty good kid. So like when she was mad, it really stressed me out. Like I didn't like having that disagreement with her. And so it was this whole thing. So I come home and I clean my room like pristine. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, are we cool? And she's like, you're still grounded for 2 weeks. And I was like, it wasn't me. I'm like, it was my friend. She like didn't put it. And she's like, doesn't matter. It's your responsibility. And I was like, ugh. So like, I don't know if it's really like a bad decision, but then what leads into the bad decision is I'm grounded for 2 weeks. Can't have people over. Can't go anywhere. Like straight to and back. No, the formal was like a couple weeks away.
I'm like trying to guess what happened.
Well, there was like, I don't know what it was, but in this like 2 week time span, the most biggest rager parties are happening. And like it was like a dry spell. And then like just in the time that I'm grounded, and I'm never grounded. This is like the one time I've ever been grounded.
I've never been grounded.
That's when all the parties are happening. So like a week later, I make this like giant plea to my dad. I'm like, can you please talk to Mom? And like, I just really want to go to this party. Like I've been really good. Like I cleaned up everything. I'm a good kid. And he's like, okay, you're right. So like he calls my mom and he's like, okay, yeah, I talked to her. And like, so she was like, you can go to that party, but you can't drink. And I'm like, okay, sounds good.
You'll never know.
Go to that party, drink my face off. To the point, because like first she's like, give me the address. So I give her and like she always asks, and like that's a very fair question. And like question. Now as an adult who like might have kids soon, I'm like, oh shit, yeah, no wonder. And it's not that I didn't want to give it to her. I just like couldn't track down what the actual house number was. I knew the street. I just didn't know what the house number was. So I just made up a random house number because I was like, what are the chances? I mean, she's not picking me up. I was taking a cab home that night. So I get to the party, get rip roaring drunk. Within 30 minutes, I'm passed out. And I just tell my friends, I'm like, I'm not supposed to be drinking. Wake me up 30 minutes before midnight because I need to be home by midnight. So hopefully by then I'll be better and I won't be like throwing up at home and she won't pick up on it. So at 11:30, my friend like wakes me up and I'm like fucking dead. I'm like, I can't move. I'm like, just call me a cab. She's like, the cabs are really backed up. They're saying it's going to be like an hour and a half. And I'm like, I'm fucked. I'm absolutely fucked. So then I was like, you know what? I feel like shit. I'm like, I'm throwing in the towel. Call my mom. Yeah. So she calls my mom, and even my friend doesn't know where we are. So my mom's like, where is the party? She's like, it's on Snake Hill, which is like, it's an area. It's like saying Burke Mountain. She's like, it's on Burke Mountain. She's like, what the fuck? Where are you? So she was mad that I didn't give her the right address. Right. She was mad that I drank. Ugh. And I was like, she came into the party to get me. She busts into the house and she's like, where's Alexandra Caracho? And so, like, everyone's like, she's in there. And she literally throws me over her fucking shoulder. Like, my mom's tiny. Like, she's like 5'3". And then she, like, puts me into the car. And then the whole way home, she's like, you're in so much trouble. You're grounded for a month. And I'm just, like, sitting there, like, crying and barfing at the same time. And then a week later, there's another party, and I'm like, I really fucking want to go to this party.
Did you get extended on your
month?
A month. Okay, whoa.
So then, which I was like, I'm spiraling. Like, I could tell my mom was like having such a rough time with me for those couple weeks because I just could not do anything right. Oh my god. And so there was another party, and I was like, ooh, this is gonna be a really good party. I really want to go to this one. So one day, like my mom's biggest pet peeve at our house at the time was we had these really dark cherry hardwood floors.
Okay.
You could see every single toe print on it because we had a sun facing house, so like you could see toe prints everywhere. So one day I came home from school, cleaned that shit top to bottom.
Nice.
So she comes home and she is so excited because every weekend she would spend hours cleaning it, and I did it for her. So I was like, I cleaned the floors for you. Do you think I can go to this party? And she's like, you know what? Yes, go. Like she was just,
I got goosebumps.
She was so happy that I cleaned the floors for her that she was like, yes, like, oh my God, thank you for cleaning the floors. Like she was just so excited that she didn't have to do it that weekend.
That is amazing.
And I went to that party. I think I also got fucked up, but at that point I wasn't grounded anymore after that.
Name me the bad decision in this story. I don't think there is one.
Well, I think just the main one was just getting really fucked up at that
and like
party.
pay attention to your parents, okay? Like don't be that person.
I know. My mom was like, honestly, like I didn't get in trouble that often, but that was like a rough like I want to say it was probably like a month where I was like, I'm a good kid, I'm not doing anything that bad, but she was just really like trying to, I think, stand her ground because I didn't get in trouble that often. She's like, I just wanted you to fucking suffer so like you don't do anything again.
No, I feel that. I also never really got in trouble. The huge thing was my room. Like I was just a slob and I couldn't control it.
Honestly,
like,
as teenagers, it's hard.
It's just hard. And so I'll never forget like one quick story to wrap this up. But I was going to the Calgary Stampede with Sarah Hughes. And so I was in a rush and my room was not good. And then kind of like the dress thing, I left out peanut butter open with a knife on top, right? Just like one thing. Everything else was clean, but I left that out.
Okay.
My mom sends this photo of the peanut butter, like disrespectful. Your room's like, I think she just went off because my room's nasty and like I left out the peanut butter. Like that is disrespectful. Like who, like what? Why didn't I just put that away? Like so dumb. And she's like, when you get back home from Calgary, I'm canceling your phone. No phone for 2 weeks. You're not allowed. I'm calling TELUS and they're going to cut it off. And I was like, Mom, no. And so whatever. So I get back from Calgary Stampede. She cuts it off, right? But WhatsApp, Wi-Fi, I have Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook. And so one morning I was like sitting down with brunch with my aunt and my mom. And I was like WhatsApping people, like laughing. My mom's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm just texting. She's like, how are you texting? I'm like, I'm on Wi-Fi. And she's like, you little bitch. And she like gave me my phone back. She's like, I was like, what's the point? I'm on my phone. Like, you should just give it back to me.
Well, I'm surprised she didn't like physically take it from you at that point.
I guess like, yeah, true. I mean, you live and you learn. But I've never been grounded. Like that was like the worst.
I think that's what's hard for parents that actually like have genuinely good kids. Like they don't know how to punish because they don't do it that often.
It's like so rare. But yeah, I was rough. My bedroom was like a huge contention, but we got over it.
I remember at one point, just like one summer, just having like 6 kimchi bowls like on the ledge just because I would not take them upstairs. Like disgusting.
I was like glasses, like of empty water glasses. But I felt like that was good. I feel like we got a lot off our chest.
All of our bad decisions throughout life, so you don't make the same ones.
Yes. Or please do report back. See how they turn out for you.
So do you have an apology of the week?
I do, and it's an embarrassing one.
We've talked about poop in this episode. I feel like all bets are off at this point.
I'm not going to name names, obviously, but I apologize to 2 coworkers for accidentally flashing them in a morning meeting yesterday.
Can you please elaborate?
Okay. So yesterday I was going out for a client lunch, and so I was like, I'm going to dress cute, and I also have like a bunch of meetings. So before our 9:30 a.m. meeting, like I got up at 8 and did my hair, did my makeup, and I wore a blouse, a button-up blouse, and I haven't done that in a while. And if you have big titties like me, button-up just blouses are just like not your friend. They always unbutton. But for some reason this morning it was staying closed, so I'm like, am I skinny? Like it worked. Yeah, I love that one. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna wear it. Like it's so cute. It's like black, and then the sleeves are kind of like over exaggerated. Like they are like see-through with polka dots. That sounds like really weird to explain it, but it's just like a really cute.
It's really cute.
Yeah, it's like really cute. And so I was like on the call, and like these are 2 of our team members, and like keep in mind, like I'm a lead to these people. Like I am supposed to have some sort of authority. So like it was just like the 3 of us, and like granted they are females, which was like way better. But they're like, oh my God, your shirt's so cute. And I was like, yeah, it's so cute, isn't it? It's less obnoxious with my hands down. And so I like turned my laptop to go down to show the sleeves. full bra is out because my buttons popped. All of my buttons popped.
Oh my God.
And I didn't notice until one person was like, oh yeah. She like started laughing. And then I like do up the laptop and I'm like, my white bra is showing from my black shirt. So I like buttoned it up really quickly. Never said, like, I never acknowledged it and other people like logged on. And I was like, hurry up. I just flashed like 2 people from our team. Like, I'm so embarrassed. So apology to them, like, for seeing boobs early. Honest mistake, but like, oh my God. Like, thank God they were women. Like, if it was male, like team members, it would have just been like an HR conversation, I feel.
Another Me Too movement.
Yeah, I don't know. It was rough. So it was just like, whoops. Sorry. You know what?
Mistake.
Hopefully, like, put some like excitement in your day.
Well, pep in your step.
But anyway,
this has been a pretty good long episode.
It was good. We're
pumping out the long episodes now. We're hitting like an hour and a half almost, like, religiously now.
I know. So give us some feedback. Let us know. Rate us on Apple Podcasts. Send us an email if you want. Follow us on Instagram at weapologizeinadvancepodcast.
Watch this video.
Watch the video on YouTube.
Yeah, I honestly, I think it adds a little bit of extra when you see our faces. Like the hand movements, I feel like they add a lot, you know?
Adds so much. And you know what we look like. Put a face to the... Did we look like what we sounded like?
I mean, we had like pictures on our social before.
But do we sound like what we look like? Let us know. Follow us at our personal Instagram. Mine is Toni Rose Goulden, Toni with an I.
Mine is Alex_French, 2 H's, 2 X's.
Until next time, bye-bye.